Hello students. In previous lectures, we have covered with the natural resources. In that we have covered with all four type of natural resources. In that we have covered the first that was the land resource, the second that was the forest resource, the third that was the water resource, and fourth that was the energy resource. And we have studied various type of sources of energy. And even we have studied that why there's a need to find out the alternate source of energy. Now from this lecture, we will discuss about the problem related to use of energy resources and case studies related to various natural resources. So problem related to use of energy resources. The first that is fossil fuel. Whenever we thinking of using fossil fuel, then there are various impacts which the application or the use of fossil fuel will create on environment. Out of them, the first is global warming. Since our primary classes, we are hearing the concept of global warming. So, what is global warming? It means the elevation in the temperature of the earth or rise in the temperature of the earth at the global level is global warming. And this global warming is nothing but rising of temperature due to various human applications. Acid rains, dangers posed by leaded fuels, oil spills, then water pollution. Even this concept of water pollution we are studying since our childhood. There are various types of causes which can create the water pollution. And out of them, human beings are the most important contributor for water pollution, like by washing of clothes, by bathing of animals, by releasing industrial waste in the form of liquid directly into the water bodies, and use of chemical pesticides and fertilizers. We directly percolate in the soil and mix with the water body. So these are various actions which are responsible for causing water pollution. Water pollution caused by even poor managed coal mines. Then comes the air pollution. Again, air pollution is caused by various chemicals which are in the gaseous form when mixed with the air and deteriorate the quality of the air. Even the smokes, the fumes which are released from the chimneys of factories, even though it causes the air pollution. Now, the second is alternate energy resources. Now, the initial cost of establishment of alternate energy generation is costlier than conventional resources because whenever we are thinking of alternate sources of energy, then there's a need of setup, there's a need of maintenance, there's a need of procurement of some setup through which only we can think about the use of alternate sources of energy which are available in nature. And that's why the point is stated that initially it was so costlier, the establishment of alternate energy generation, because the setup which is needed for the utilization of these resources is not very easy. Then comes the maintenance of these structure is difficult. Whenever we are thinking of use of alternate energy resources, then whatever the setup, whatever the structure which is needed, it is not easy to manage them. It is not easy to procure them, and it is not easy to maintain them because the structures are so complicated. It requires more space. Energy supply is unpredictable during natural calamities. So, whenever we are thinking of the setup of the alternate energy resources, then obviously it requires more space. It need a proper setup. It need the proper area. Then during the natural calamities, during natural disasters, it is not sure that the supply of these energy will be continuous. It can be hampered, it can be hindered due to any of the factor, any of the natural disaster, any of the natural calamities. Now, growing energy needs. Energy consumption of a nation is usually considered as an index of its development. Whatever the amount of energy consumption, whatever the energy consumption we are doing is an index or is a reflection of the development of nation, because almost all the development activities are somehow directly or indirectly depend on the energy, like various industries, various factories which are depend on these energy, and they are doing the huge consumption of this energy. So if the energy is consumed by these factories, these industries, these manufacturing unit, then obviously they are much more forward toward the development of products in the market in a competitive manner. So directly or indirectly, the development of any nation is depend upon the energy. And if these energy are available in plenty, these energy are available in sufficient amount, then only the factories can use this energy and they can contribute toward the development of the nation. Power generation and energy consumption are crucial to economic development, as economy of any nation depends upon availability of energy resources. Just now I have stated that if the energy resources are available, and even though if they are available, they shouldn't be too much costlier. They should be in an accessible manner. So if these energy resources are available very easily, then the economy of any nation can go for the development in a very successful manner. And power generation and energy consumption are the decision factor through which we can say that any country is doing the economic development or the economy is toward the growth. There are wide disparities in per capita energy use of developed and developing nations. So, if we consider the disparities between the developed and the developing nation, then obviously the per capita energy consumption, if we compare, we will see that it will be more in developed nation rather than the developing nation. And because the consumption of energy per capita is more, that's why the nations are developed. And in case of the developing nations, they are now using this energy for the growth of economy. With increased speed of development in the developing nations, energy needs are also increasing. So, for the development of any nation, the needs of energy are continuously increasing. The very original form of energy technology probably was fire, which produced heat and energy. Men use it for cooking and heating purpose. Wind and hydropower has also been used. Invention of steam engines replaced the burning of wood by coal and petrol was further replaced by oil. The oil producing has started twisting arms of the developed as well as developing countries by dictating the prices of oil and other petroleum products. These resources are primarily divided into two categories. Visualize the renewable and non-renewable resources. Renewable energy resources must be preferred over the non-renewable resources because they can be renewed easily, they are available easily. So it should be put on a focus that the renewable resources should be preferred. It is inevitable truth that now there is an urgent need of thinking in terms of alternative sources of energy, which are as non-conventional energy sources. It is inevitable truth that now there is an urgent need of thinking in terms of alternative sources of energy, which are also termed as non-conventional energy sources, which include solar energy needs equipments such as solar heat collectors, solar cells, solar cooker, solar water heater, solar furnace, and solar power plants. Wind energy, hydropower, tidal energy, ocean thermal energy, geothermal energy, biomass, biogas, biofuels, etc. The non-renewable energy sources include coal, petroleum, natural gas, and nuclear energy. Now, as we are going with the consumption of renewable and non-renewable resources, we have studied that there are various discrepancies regarding the use of energy in between the developing nation and the developed nation. Then we have studied that there is a need to find some alternate source of energy. That because if we use these alternate source of energy, then somehow we are contributing toward the factor of sustainability development. Then we have discussed that why there's a need to use the renewable resources and why there's a need to prefer the renewable resources than the non-renewable resources. Now, on the basis of our study, there are case studies which we will discuss in today's lecture. So, the importance of the energy resources in present economy and as a base for our future can be underlined by the fact that recent confrontations between some powerful nations of the world have primarily been attributed, driven by objective to secure their energy supplies. Examples of this have been the two Gulf Wars. It was the hunger for energy resources that drove Iraq to lead an offensive over Kuwait, and also reason for Second Gulf War has been attributed to energy security by defense experts. In recent times, world was witnessed a confrontation at South China Sea between India, Vietnam, and China over the use of exploring natural gas and petroleum under the sea bed. Now, the case study related with the Kaveri. As we are well aware with the name Kaveri, the river Kaveri, which is locally known as Kaveri, is a large river that flows through the southern states of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. The river has its origin at Talakaveri, Kodagu in Karnataka and embodies itself into the Way of Bengal through Pumpuhar in Tamil Nadu. The river has enjoyed social, economic, political, religious, and even cultural importance in the life of people from both the states that are currently fighting over its water. So here it's a small information about the Kaveri River. In Hindi, previously it was in too much flight that Kaveri Vivad. So this Kaveri is a river locally known as Kaveri in vernacular name. It is a large river which flows through the southern states of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. And if we see its origin, then the origin at Talakaveri, which is from the place called Kodagu in Karnataka, and the river empties itself into the Bay of Bengal through the Pumpuhar in Tamil Nadu. And it has its great importance in the life of people of both the states of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. The river has enjoyed social, economic, political, religious, and even cultural importance. Now, what is Kaveri water dispute? In Hindi, we call it as Kaveri Jal Vivad. The Kaveri River has been a source of conflict between the states of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu over 124 years. So, this Kaveri River is continuously a matter of conflict between the Karnataka state and the Tamil Nadu state. For over 124 years. The primary quarrel in this case has always been about the sharing and distribution of water of Kaveri River between the two states. So, over the years, repeated attempts from both the states and central governments have failed to resolve this dispute, which has now transformed into regional conflict now. So, primarily, the quarrel was about the sharing and distribution of water of Kaveri between the Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. So, it's a serious matter that the resources which are provided to us by the nature, and then these are natural resources. There shouldn't be no foundation for the use of these resources, but even we people are fighting for these resources. So, over the year, many attempts have been taken from both the states and even the government bodies to resolve this issue. But even after the repeated attempts from both the state and central government have failed to resolve this dispute, which has now transformed into regional conflicts now. The Kaveri water dispute has become a very sensitive topic for common people of both the states who now regard, treat it as a fight of regional supremacy between two states. Kaveri water is vitally important for both the states, and it is equally important even for both the states, as people from Karnataka depend upon it to satisfy their drinking needs, whereas farmers from the delta of River Kaveri in Tamil Nadu depend upon the water of River Kaveri for the purpose of agriculture and livelihood. The fight for Kaveri River water become even more important during rainfall deficient years, as the entire basin delta of the Kaveri River falls under the drought prone area. And of course, the crops grown on those delta area become drought stress crop. Therefore, Kaveri River water is the only source of water in this region. As far as water resources are concerned, around 53% of Kaveri water resources fall within the geographic boundaries of Karnataka, whereas only 30% of water resources fall within the geographical borders of Tamil Nadu. So, Kaveri River water is not only the source of water in this region. As far as this water resource is a much more concern of around 53% of Kaveri water resources fall with the geographical boundaries of Karnataka, whereas only 30% of water resource fall within the geographical borders of Tamil Nadu. So if we see the percentage-wise ratio, even though it is unequal, the more water resource is provided to the boundaries of Karnataka, whereas a very less percentage of water is available for the borders of Tamil Nadu. On the other hand, 54% of river on the other hand, 54% of river basin are the portion of land drained by the river lies in the state of Tamil Nadu. whereas only 42% of Kaveri River basin area is in Karnataka. As per the facts provided above, Karnataka claims more rights over Kaveri water as the river originates in the state and they hold 53% of water resources fall within their state. Similarly, Tamil Nadu has been traditionally and historically dependent on Kaveri water to meet the irrigation needs in the northern part of the state. So over here, if we see whatever the facts provided, Karnataka claims more rights over the water of Kaveri. As the river originates in the state and they hold 53% of water resources falls within their state. So, Tamil Nadu has been traditionally and historically dependent on Kaveri water to meet the irrigation need in the north part of the state. And in addition to this, they also have a larger share of basin area and they were using more water from Kaveri historically, which has been translated into demand for more water than Karnataka. Now, JNNSM introduction. Now, what is this JNNSM? The JNNSM is also called the Jawaharlal Nehru National Solar Mission. Now, by studying the name itself, here we can predict that this mission was targeted to find the alternate source of energy. So the Jawaharlal Nehru National Solar Mission was launched on the 11th January 2010 by our Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh. The mission has set the ambitious target of deploying 20,000 megawatt of grid connected solar power by 2022 and aims at reducing the cost of solar power generation in the country through various points. The first was the long-term policy. The second was large-scale deployment goals. The third was aggressive R&D, so-called research and development departments. The fourth was the domestic production of critical raw material components and products. It has been envisaged to achieve grid tariff parity by 2022. The Prime Minister has emphasized the importance of mission as first was the importance of this mission is not just limited to providing large-scale grid-connected power. It has the potential to provide significant multipliers in our efforts for transformation of India's rural economy. Already in its decentralized and distributed applications, solar energy is beginning to light the lives of tens of millions of India's energy poor citizens. The rapid spread of solar lighting systems, solar water pumps, and other solar power based rural applications can change the face of India's rural economy. So, as we can see, the importance of mission is not just limited to providing large scale grid connected power, but indirectly, the mission was to find out the alternate source of energy. And even this alternate source of energy should be cheaper and to the reach of common public. It has the potential to provide significant multipliers in the effort of for transformation of India's rural economy. So the motive behind that to provide the energy in the cheapest form to the common public, and indirectly it has a contribution toward the development, toward the growth, toward the transformation of the India's rural economy. Already in its decentralized and distributed applications, the solar energy is beginning to the light of lives of tens of millions of India's energy poor citizens. Previously, it was not easy for the common citizen, for the common public to avail this resource. But as per the mission, it was in the reach of poor citizens too. The rapid spread of solar lighting system, solar water pumps, and other solar power based rural applications can change the face of India's rural economy. We intend to significantly expand such application through this mission. As a result, the movement for decentralized and dispersed industrialization will acquire an added momentum, a momentum which has not been seen before. Revision of cumulative targets under National Solar Mission from 20,000 megawatt by 2021 to 2022 to 1 lakh megawatt. The Union Cabinet, chaired by the Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, today gave its approval for stepping up of India's solar power capacity target under the Jawaharlal Nehru National Solar Mission JNNSM by 5 times, reaching 1 lakh megawatt by 2022. With this ambitious target, India will become one of the largest green energy producers in the world, surpassing several developed countries. The total investment is setting up will be around rupees 6 lakh crores in the first phase. The government of India is providing rupees 15,050 crore as capital subsidy to promote solar capacity in addition in the country. The capital subsidy will be provided for rooftop solar projects in various cities and towns. For viability gap funding VGF based projects to be developed through the Solar Energy Corporation of India, also known as SECI, and for decentralized generation through the means of small projects. The Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, also known as MNRE, intends to achieve the target of 1 lakh megawatt with targets under the three schemes of 90,200 megawatts. Apart from this, solar power projects with investment of about 90,000 crores would be developed using bundling mechanism with thermal power. Further investment will become from large public sectors, undertakings, and interdependent power producers, also known as IPPs. State governments have also come out with state specific solar policies to promote solar capacity addition, scaling up of grid connected solar power projects from 20,000 megawatt by the year 2021 to 2022 and 1 lakh megawatt by the year 2021 to 22 under National Solar Mission. So, student, in this lecture of natural resources, we have studied that what are the natural resources which can create the misunderstanding and which are need to be discussed as a case study in which we have discussed the Kaveri Vivad and we have discussed the focus of government bodies over various solar projects for the power generation. Thank you.